has presented itself as a real international player on the global stage. Specifically, its relations with India has grown substantially over the years. But what about its relationship with Pakistan? Well, recently our lead anchor, Angie Seth, spoke to a couple of experts to get their perspectives on Canada's future relationship with both countries.
So when we take a look at Canada-South Asia relations, where would you say things stand with regards to India and with regards to Pakistan? Andy, let's start with you. Where's Canada's relationship with Pakistan right now?
Well, I think right now the relationship is more focused towards Afghanistan, taking Pakistan into perspective. Since Pakistan became, the front runner in the war on terror with the allies, the focus has shifted more towards war on terror rather than the economic thing. If you look at the period of 2001 to 2007, Pakistan was doing extremely well in economy. That also prompted the visit of Premier and Mr. McGuinty to visit Pakistan, and he came back very happy. Several agreements were signed. But then as the war became more intense and the terrorists were infiltrating even in Pakistan, there I guess the relationship got more focused on the fight against terrorism rather than working with Pakistan on the economic front.
Right, and looking at those
and
strengths.
looking at those. I think the whole idea was let's defeat the Taliban first with the help of Pakistan, and then we'll fix the rest of the things.
Ishwar, what would you say? I think it's a different picture for India.
First of all, where Pakistan is concerned, my take is that the troops are in Kandahar and is just very close to the Pakistani border, and the Canadian government's interest so far seems to be the safety and security of our troops and the progress of the war on terror, participation in training and other activities there, and thus far and no further. And I think that come the 2014, when the troops are back home, what will Canada's relationship with Pakistan be? It is a very, very, very open question. Because as of now, the bilateral trade between Canada and Pakistan is less than $1 billion, while India's bilateral trade value between Canada and India is about $4 billion. Right? We should put that in perspective.
Yeah.
China and Canada is $29 billion right now, and they are hoping to double that in the next 5 years. With the free trade pact coming between India and Canada very, very soon, I think that their projection is to increase this 4 billion to 15 billion. Even then, if you see it in the bigger perspective of Pan-Asia, China, Pakistan, and India, India is in the middle ground. We are just about 4 billion, hoping to get to 15 billion if you're lucky, and if all things go well, if nothing dramatic happens, a downturn happens or something like that, as against China, which could be moving towards 60 billion range, mainly because China is a producer of goods that Canada consumes, and India is a producer of services that Canada consumes.
Exactly.
That's the difference.
Yeah, so then I guess I want to sort of bring it back and say, why? Why more India versus less Pakistan? Where, I mean, Harper has, made a visit to India, talked about boosting trade, talked about the business ties. The main connection we heard with Pakistan was when the floods hit in the end of July, and Canada came forward and matched dollar for dollar Canadian donations, and it says, we're here to help Pakistan, we're here to aid Pakistan. But beyond that, where is that relationship, and why are we not sort of seeing more of an even even relationship in terms of looking, as you said, about the Pakistan's economy?
I think if you look at the figures that were just quoted by Ishwar, 1 billion or less than a billion to 4 billion, if you look at per capita, you're not far off.
India's GDP per capita is 800.
No. We're talking about the trade, bilateral trade. So that is not far off. The reason, I guess, Canada is more interested in doing business with China and India at the moment is if you look at Canada's trade around the world, 85% of our businesses comes out with U.S. So if you are left with only 15% of the exports, then you are looking to Europe, you're looking to Japan, you're looking to China and India because of the number game. There are over a billion people in those countries. It's the same with Pakistan. When Pakistanis come, want to do their business, they feel that, look, I can do more business sitting for 2 weeks in New York than by doing business with Canada in the whole year. So that is a sort of a scenario in which I guess we are caught up. Now, why the trade relationship is going to grow? I guess one of the reasons that Canada probably has not looked into is they are looking at individual countries rather than the region. If they would start looking at how Europe did, you know, Europe also had 2 world wars. Today there are no borders. Their economy is, you know, growing and all that. If Canada would start looking at the region, you know, Pakistan is geographically in a very sort of a location where, you know, they are gateway to the landlocked countries. They are.
I feel that the basic problem with both India and Pakistan vis-a-vis Canada is that while on the one hand Canadian businesses feel that Pakistan is an unreliable partner because of the security situation, and they don't know who is in charge, whether the army is in charge, the civilian government is in charge. And India, there's a lot of corruption issues, right? And but I feel that with such a large numbers of Canadians, 300,000 Pakistanis, and you know, hundreds of thousands of Indians living in Canada, that has not translated into much bigger number, mainly because the Canadian government and the businesses here have not been engaged either with India or with Pakistan. They're disproportionately low right now. Even $4 billion bilateral trade is with India is disproportionately low, and Indians have a number of grievances, including visa for business travelers wanting to coming to Canada, and those not coming on time, and with the Indian High Commission taking that up. There are lots of those issues. Still, I think some ground level, grassroots level efforts are being made. But with the Year of Canada this year, Year of India and Canada this year, you know, IFA awards being scheduled for later this year. In spite of all that, all of them seems much bigger. But actually, when you see the sum and substance of Canada's relationship either with Pakistan or with India, it is disproportionately low. It's disappointing, actually.
So now, if we look further into the year 2011, as we move into this year, should we be looking at businesses, whether it's Indian or Pakistani businesses, looking to do more reinvestment within their own home countries? Is that sort of the answer, to sort of engage in the opportunities that both these countries have?
If you would look at Pakistan, I just had visited Pakistan recently in October. You know, this is a country which has a lot of potential in terms of the natural resources. It's full of natural resources. It has gas, it has coal, you know, which could last them for 300 years. There are mines where copper and gold mine, where Barrick Gold is looking to, you know, mine that in Pakistan. There are hydro projects. We don't hear in Ontario, but Quebec companies are present over there. There are a lot of opportunities. So it becomes actually what is in there for our Canadian expertise. We were very responsible to in taking RIM with us, with the Premier, to Pakistan. And they are very, very happy with what is happening in the telecommunication business. Finance business is, you know, very big. In food, Canada can help them in preservation and all that. Opportunities are there. It is, I think, somebody has got to bring the message.
Yeah, so I think they just need, as you're saying, and I think as you're both are saying, just to wrap things up quickly, we need to harness those opportunities. We need to utilize them. We need to expose them, and we need to, you know, bring them back here so that we can have both countries benefit. Sorry to cut things short. I mean, we could obviously go on and on and on about this. I appreciate you both coming in and giving us your insights, and let's see where things unfold over the next 5 to 10 years.
Thank you, Angela.
I'm very hopeful that things will work out well.
Great. Thank you both very much.
Thank you.